Today's topic is that why not the best? I'm going to deliver God's message with this topic. In a community, the most important one is to be a leader. It is important to become a good leader. Being a good leader can make a good community. Pastor Charles Spurgeon, who is one of the best preachers, said that it is better for one lion taking the blood of sheep rather than sheep involving lions. So, this means that being a leader, it is important to control people. Tomorrow, some of our church members are going to go Nepal for a mission. I hope there are good leaders who speak the native language, and also they can control their citizens. In addition, there will be many good preachers to deliver God's message. In these missions, I'm going to make a seminar to share the ideas, and also I'm going to make classes to teach the Bible. Why am I doing this? Because I realize having a good leader is important in the nation. From the Bible, one of the best parts about being a good leader is Nehemiah. Nehemiah, it is about how to become a good leader. I suggest you to become a good leader. I recommend to read this part. Nehemiah, it is important to us to understand about being a leader. Nehemiah is a good leader and overcame troubles against other nations. He is the person who faced two troubles and overcame. We are going to focus on him and his activities. There are two parts we need to remember. The first one is to act one's roles, and the other one is to do the best. The first one is to act one's roles. To adopt, it is important to act one's roles rather than staying in a position. Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 14 to 15. Moreover, from the 20th year of the king Artaxerxes, when I was appointed to be their governor in the land of Judah, until his 32nd year, 12 years, neither I nor my brothers ate the food allotted to be a governor. But the earlier governors, those preceding me, placed heavy burdens on the people and took 40 shekels of the silver from them in addition to food and wine. Their assistants also avoided it over the people. But out of the reverence for God, I did not act like that. Nehemiah was appointed to be their governors in the land of Judah. He never exaggerated himself to control the nation. He took the heavy responsibility. In our ancestors, it is called 입신양명. It is from Chinese. The meaning of 입신양명 is that it is rising in the world and winning fame, or achieving glory. It was influenced from Confucianism. From my wife's side, the name of her family name is rooted from Gwangsang Kim. In our family tree, there are many talented and intelligent people. Also, some of them took the high positions to stay under the king. I realized the family trees from my wives are famous. From my side, there were not many people who are famous and known. In history of family tree, my family name is Jeon. In the history of Korea, there was loyalty to control the nations. So many people from my family tree were famous. However, something happened in the Joseon dynasty. There are many people who are not survived. A few people who are survived changed their family names to Jeon. So, in the old generations, some people changed their family name. It is important to check actions or roles rather than staying in the positions. Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 14. It is mentioned that Nehemiah was appointed to be their governors in the land of Judah. Nehemiah was in the high positions, but he gave up and he tried to perform his activity. There are not any benefits. And also Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 15. But the other governors, those preceding me, placed a heavy burden on the people and took 40 shekels of the silver from them, in addition to food and wine. He tried to reconstruct the temple. He devoted himself to build the temple for God's glory. Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 16. Instead, I devoted myself to the work on this wall. All my men were assembled there for the work. He did not acquire any land. In a church, there are many positions to devote themselves. Some church members come to the services and pray in their times. I think people who come to church and pray a lot, other people are important in our church. The meaning of being a good leader is that one should be in a position to be sacrificed. People must be sacrificed in their life, so they can sacrifice team leaders for as well. Taking a role, it is important. When to take the roles, it is important to perform with responsibility. In Korea, I am proud of General Sun Shin Lee. He is a general, and he is famous for protections from enemies. He was lost his positions. His seniors took his positions, so he was not the general anymore. But against enemies, without his honor, he justifies to the war and defeats the enemies. He was lost his positions, but he kept his roles to keep the nation. Being a good pastor must be a spiritual leader. Good pastors must take care of his church members. In our church, there are many heads of the team. Also, there are supporters of the team. And there are leaders of the team. Leaders must take care of their members to protect. In the New Testament, it is a call to serve others. Mark chapter 10, verse 43, not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you, you must do your servant. Serving others, it is more valuable. And where you go, you must serve others. You have to look at others, and when they need something, you can provide what they want. It is called servant leadership. I'll give you one story. The person is named Herman Hesson. Herman Hesson wrote about died more than land fart. The meanings from the book is to find two ways. The first one is to find the truth in risk to agent or to earn money. Some people find a way with their heart, but in the other hand, people like to make more money to their desire. In the story, there is one main character. His name is Leo. Also, his role is to serve others. He is a servant. Leo provides the best service to people when people slept or ate meals. When he found others with troubles, he tried to make them happy with singing. Sometimes people have troubles. He made the sound like animals or unhuman sound. He went to people who are in pain or troubles, asked, "What can I do for you?" Leo always asks, "What can I do for you?" One day, Leo was disappeared. No one could realize where he was. People tried to find him. No one could find him. After that, no one could feel any happiness. And also, it happened in conflict. People could not have any conversations. They really missed him. Later, he showed himself as one of the leaders on the ship. He disguised himself as a servant and showed the perform as serving others. On the ships, what he performed, he would like to show what the leadership is. He showed what the leadership is, and also he devoted himself to serve others. Like him, to be a good leader, it is important. What we have to do, we have to see others. Seeing one thing can change one's attitude. Some people consider to be others. But I suggest that do not care it. Never mind. You have to be yourself. When you see others, you can be like them. Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 15. But the earlier governors, those preceding me, placed a heavy burden on the people, and took 40 shekels of the silver from them, in addition to food and wine. Their assistants also lorded it over the people. Nehemiah look at the people, and he's trying to help others. Nehemiah liked to serve the others because from his eyes, he just saw the people. He saw the people who are in troubles and weak. Like him, when you see weak people, we trying to help others. A prayer makes a way of flowing. In our life, I can see some people's attitude. They never say hello to others. Without waiting for others, I have to come to others and say hello. So it can make a good relationship and make a way of flow. From the time, it can make a good relationship and say hello to each other. Flowing with the money can get more and more. Do not stay in the money. We have to make a way to flow money. The meaning of faith is to flow. We have to make in the flow of the faith. Please do not stay in one position. We have to pass and we have to follow the flowing of faith. Some people say we have to stay in a position. If you go outside, you can make mistakes. However, it doesn't make sense. We have to follow the way of flowing. Ezekiel chapter 47, it is about the river from the temple. The living water must be flowed in a face. Flowing must be stayed. When you pray, we sometimes feel, I'm not the one. I'm trying to break myself, and I realize I need to pray. I need to be a prayer. I have to pray to live. People who save others, they're trying to gather money to serve others. But others think that they are rich. They have a lot of money, that's why they can serve others. But they misunderstand. When people gather money, they're trying to provide the best service to poor people. We need to take care of weak people. When you pray, we can realize who we are or what we want. Especially, we can realize who we are. We need to pray. When you pray, our Father shows what you need. We have to pray deeply, and we must provide our best service to our Father. We can confess, I'm too weak, I have nothing. But when they go to missions, they realize they have nothing. And also, they confess, I'm weak. We need to break ourselves, and we're trying to devote ourselves to others. We are God's children, so we have to follow what God said. We have to be honest before God. It can be accomplished by devotion. One of the famous disabled people is Nick Vujicic. He's an Australian. He's disabled. He was born without arms and legs. But he has great speech to give warm heart to others. Before he spread his life story, he was in the troubles. He could not accept as himself. He had troubles, but he overcame from his disability. The name of his book was Hug. The book gives warm heart to many people. This week, we have an accident. Some church members went to funeral. After funeral, on the way back home, they got car accident. In the car, there are 4 people, but one of them received hard injuries. He went to hospital and he took the CT scan. Especially his neck has some pains. So he took the CT scans and then he realized he got bad injuries on his back and neck. So the doctor said, you need to take rest. After that, he was in trouble because he was supposed to go Nepal tomorrow. He took some positions to perform in a mission. He came to me and asked, am I able to go? I'm worried because I don't want to be a burden to others. Can I go? When I heard his questions, I felt proud of him. He did not want to be a burden to others, but he really wanted to go. Like him, I thought Nick Vujicic because his parents gave birth and they experienced hard time with him. In his childhood, he did not want to overcome all troubles. As he grew up, he realized he wanted to be the one to heal others. Now, he's a good speaker. He trying to give the warm heart to others. I want you to be a peacemaker because, like Nick, you have to give warm heart to others. With troubles or disability, you can be the one to heal others. Nick Vujicic is also, he gives people joy and pleasure. One of the songs we often sing is I want to be the one who gives you pleasure. Now, I suggest you to take care of others. When you provide the best service, you can be a good leader. You have to change your mind and help others. I want you to take care of others and take a responsibility, not considering the position. The second point is to do the best. To explain, one who received grace can do the best. From the Bible, Nehemiah chapter 5 verse 16. Instead, I devote myself to the work on this wall. All my men were assembled there for the work. We did not acquire any land. From this verse, Nehemiah said, I devote myself to the work. Nehemiah was the governor in Judah. He must consider his future, but he never thought about it. He gave up what he had. He just spent the time for God's glory. Nehemiah chapter 5 verse 19. Remember me with favor, O my Lord, for all I have done for these people. People can do governed by fear. Nehemiah asked, who can devote oneself? Nehemiah asked God, and he thought about the people. Most insurance companies make people take more fees to register. They pushed people to be the customers in the company. Some church members work in the insurance company. I feel sorry about mentioning about the insurance. However, I want to say the roles of in the company make people take more fears. They pushed people and ask, you have to register to our company because one day you can get accident. Also, you are in the troubles. We can help you. We can help you not involve the accident anymore. So some people register the company and they pay the registration fee. When trying to give out, the company not let them go. They trying to hold the customers to continue. I do not say not to register the insurance company. However, I can say We are not protected from the insurance company. It is only from God. Our God only help us and take care of our life. From the Bible, Matthew chapter 6, verse 25, therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more important than food, and the body more important than clothes? From this verse, God said, you are the most important in me. God take care of everything in our life. We do not have to worry about our life. God already knew what we eat or drink. For our body, He already knew what we wear. He knows what we need. He always sees us, and He watches what we need. As we see, God gives us the best thing in our life. Most young people think about their freedom. They're trying to enjoy their spare time. During the weekdays, they work hard and they go to school to study. However, they're trying to take more freedoms. And when they have a spare time, they enjoy themselves. Some young people having the best, but not the best of best. They just stay in the good positions. They want to enjoy their life. But I once said they must be to the best. From the title is from the word from Jimmy Carter. In the story, it is the story of Jimmy Carter, one of the previous American presidents. Before he became the president, he worked in the company. He got an interview to work in the company. During the interview, the human resources asked a few questions. They asked, did you receive the good grade in school? Jimmy said, yes, I made good grades. Then they asked, did you do the best? And Jimmy said, well, not the best. And the interviewer said, why not the best? And Jimmy realized the meaning of the questions. The human resources asked, why not the best? They wanted him to the best in his life. In Korea, there was a famous drama. The name of it is called Secret Garden. The main character was a CEO in a company. And in the meeting, he always asked, why not the best? Is it the best to do? I think the words you have to remember, why not the best? We have to perform the best in our life. It is from faith. As a church members, we have to do the best in our faith. With God, we can make great results. With best effort. We have to remember, we have to make the best in God. Colossians chapter 1, verse 29, to descend on labor, struggling with all his energy, which is so powerful works in me. People make their own efforts. They do not make any questions. They trying to make many works not performed in their life. Colossians mentions that I'm a laborer we have to spend all my energies and work with the power in God. In God's grace, we can move forward and make a great effort. Some people already in fear and they're struggling with their life. This means that they cannot make the best research. With the questions, it cannot make great research. We have to know the meaning of grace, and we have to get confidence that God help us. I'm going to introduce a new version of book. This year, the book is published. The meaning of the book, it is about men and friendship. The main message is about I never give up. I never give up having the rope. The story is about the rope and the man. The place in the story is about Mountain Himalaya. In the eastern regions, the place is Mount Cholachan. The length is 6,440 meters. The two main characters are Sangyeon Park and his junior. His name is Kang-sik Choi. They went to climb on the mountain. The weather was winter, and it was January, which is the coldest month in the place. When they started climbing, it was okay for them to climb on the mountain. So it did not take much time. But on the way back, it was really dangerous. So they decide to tie each other. They use the ropes to stick together. On the way back, Kang-sik Choi lost his weight and he fell down from the cliff. He was hanging from the rope with Jeon Park. Jeon was holding the rope. It was a hard time for them. Jeon Park was in trouble. In his mind, he wanted to cut the rope, but in reality, he did not want to. They were hanging for 3 hours. When Jeon was holding, it was really hard for him to hold the rope. At the end, he got 3 broken ribs. After 9 hours, Jeon got broken ribs and cut his toes. Kang-sik cut all toes and fingers. When they came back, Jeon Park wrote the story. The internet novel is called Cholachat. Now, it is published this year. Many people had read the book and they realized the meaning of men and friendships. From the Bible, it says, Emmanuel, God is with us. All church members must remember He is with us. Without fear, we have to know God is with us. Without Him, we cannot do anything. Hymn 380, it is about Savior more than life to me. The main part is that it mentions the love to bind me.
그 믿음 믿음이 있어야
The
최선이
love
나오는
is bind us.
그 은혜에 대한 확신이 있어야
Faith
최선이
is the
나오는
root in us.
Why not the best? 왜 우리가 베스트가 안
We
나와요?
have to
믿음의 뿌리는 믿음.
believe in God.
뭐 우리가 그
When you
나같이
believe
맨다고 최선이
Him,
나오는 거 아니에요.
we can have confidence.
믿음이 없기
We
때문에
have sins,
하나님 은혜에 대한 확신이
but
없기 때문에 최선이 안 나오는
we
거예요.
have
그래서
to
우리가
know
중요한 게 무엇입니까?
God
우리는
washed
허물을 가지고
away.
죄인이잖아요.
We have to realize God loves us so much.
보혈의 피를 믿는 거예요.
He's with us.
나를
He
사랑하신다는
always with us.
내
When
모든
you
죄악
go,
보혈의 피를 말미암아
He follows
씻겨내는
us
걸 믿는 거예요.
and He protects us.
그건 믿는
We have to
믿음이죠.
know the flow in faith.
기독교의 타락이 뭔지 아십니까?
Without Him, you
인간의
cannot
인본주의적인
make
생각을 가지고
the best
결심하면
want.
된다는 거예요. 결의하면 된다는 거예요.
People trying to make their ways. However,
위선이 나오는 거예요.
it can be wrong.
다 알아
With
있지만
confidence,
위선이라는 거.
we can make
우리가
the
은혜에서
best
시작하는 게
ones,
뭔지 아십니까?
and we know the grace.
나를
Nehemiah
사랑하시는
already
주님의
knew.
확신.
Then
은혜에 대한
he looked at the people.
느헤미야는 하나님의
He
은혜에
gave
대한
up
확신이
his
있었어요.
positions, but he performed the role, and he made the best effort
왜 죄송해요?
in God. I want you to make effort, and we have to rely on God. Do not care of others. Don't look at others. Without others' eyes, we cannot do in our best.
은혜를 알고 믿음을 가지고 있는 사람은 딴 거
We
하나도
have
안
to
보여요.
concentrate
주님 앞에
our
헛되는
roles,
인생이에요. 내가
not the
하나님께
position.
어떻게 되는 것인가.
When you stay in the positions,
역할에
you
대해
cannot make the
집중하는
best effort.
흔들리지 않습니다.
When you list the gospel,
그게 복음.
you have to control ourselves.
복음 안에서
We
새롭게
have to devote ourselves
지도력을 발휘할 수 있는
and come to the services.
최선을 다하십시오.
You have to know what you need, but
성도의 기도,
God
영광의
protect
기도,
us and help us.
그것도 자리에서 일어나겠습니다.
Now,
마음속에
please
어려움이
stand
있으면
up
찬양하겠습니다.
and we are going to sing.